Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of SRC Collab Blitz. Today this will be the third scenario, which is the one with Strike Witches, Gadget Trier, and Argento Soma. The name of the scenario is called Variable Future, and if you don't get the joke, is that this is basically a preview mission for SRWVF, although that's extremely vaporware, so I guess this is the only time you'll get to see them. And I suppose we might as well just get started. Um, so yeah, let's just get to it, I suppose. Now, oh no, it's nay. That's an I. My bad. My scanners indicate that this is a new progressive alien type. That's from Argento Soma. It seems that it can reflect bullets and other projectiles. No problem, I'll wrestle it with my bare hands if I have to. Okay, do your best, Mr. Fairy. Frank, dot dot dot. Then let the operation begin. And we get to pick 3 units, so this is kind of I guess more of a difficult boss battle, so I'm gonna take 2 battleships and Mazin Kaiser because I think those are like the strongest units that we have at the time. And I've given them some upgrades. You can see their rank 2, which is 2 bars worth of upgrades in every stat, I guess. So let's start deploying. Not much of a choice here, so let's go. No. So hold on. Does a progressive alien means it's for gay marriage or defeat the progressive alien G4? Nope. Now that I'm done laughing at my terrible jokes, let's start explaining the scenario. So in the actual game, the dialogue wouldn't be a complete joke like this, I suppose. It would actually be a serious dialogue, but since I'm just using this for a preview, yep, you'll get that pretty much a shitpost dialogue. And yeah, so it's a boss fight with a bunch of mooks. And so you've probably seen most of these guys on the first mission, the Grappler class and the Laser class. There's a few new ones. The Destroyer class, pretty nice sprite. So this is, yeah, they basically have the same damage as dragons, except that you don't have a easy way to just bypass the shear. Except this is explosive. Good luck with that. So on the flip side, these guys can only charge in straight lines if I'm not wrong. Yeah. So if you are just diagonal of them, they will not be able to hurt you. But that's easier said than done, I suppose. And this is the 4th class beta. It's pretty much one of the biggest beta kinds, and I guess like these are the super enemies of the beta, I guess. Don't get hit by the stinger, it pierces defense. Okay. And finally, the boss. 12,000 hit points. So this boss is from Argento Soma. In fact, like the entire this has an entire episode about it. It was like the monster of the week, and the gimmick is that it can, it reflects the damage from specific attacks. This is projectiles, like as it say Even if you don't read Japanese, like that was said in the mission briefing, so you should probably have paid attention to that. So one of the reasons I chose the units I did is that they have mostly like beam attacks or non-projectile attacks. If you bring the F90 here, you are not going to have a fun time with it. But yeah, so if you watch an extra episode, I think it's really funny because like this guy deflects attack by like spinning rapidly in a circle, and it's kind of funny to watch. But unfortunately, I'm not an animator, so I won't be able to recreate that in SRC. But you should watch what. So the moral of the story is that you should watch Argent Soma. So let's take a look at our units. Nei, she's from Gadget Trial, and the most unique thing about her unit is that she has this ability, which is basically the player side version of the swarm ability that you saw on the beta all the way back in the first mission. So basically she has her damage is proportional to hit point. So if she has like 2000 hit points out of 4000, she'll only deal, well, her base power will drop by around half. So this is in reference to the fact that Gadget Trial is an Advanced Wars clone, and if you played Advanced War, you know that yeah, in that game, like if you have 5 hit points out of 10 hit points, your unit will only deal like half damage. But the funny thing is that this is technically not accurate to the base game, because even though Gadget Trial is an Advanced War clone, it doesn't have that mechanic. Like 1 hit point units strike as hard as 10 hit point units. But I decided to do this anyway because I wanted to have a unique feature from Advanced Wars, and to really try to make some units have some unique features. There's much more units from her game, but I only decided to implement 1 unit from every game. And I don't think she's very good, to be honest, but she does have a lot of spirit commands, which is nice. Like, so she can spam war, which is good because she won't be surviving without it. I forgot to turn on. Oh wait, the animations are on. Interesting. So let's take a look at our other unit, Frank. And he has a gigantic arm. So Frank is the main character of Argento Soma. He's basically, well, he's based off the Frankenstein monster. Like, he's literally like made out of the parts of a cerebral aliens like jammed together. And as you can see, he's a melee monster. He doesn't have any attack that goes above 1 range. But he's pretty tanky. Like, look at this. He's pretty good at defending against beam weapons. And yeah, he has a subpilot, Hattie. Like, is this girl that always follows him around, and he's the only one who can talk to him. And together, they make up like a pretty strong unit, as long as you don't need to move to fight long distance, I suppose. Yep, let's try to get some. Ooh, crit! A completely coinless crit. And finally, here's the last unit, Buckhorn, Gertrude Buckhorn from Strike Witches. So here's an anecdote about my experience with the Japanese SRC community. When I first entered the, I didn't really participate in a sense, but when I was looking around their community, what I had hoped was that I would really hope that they use a lot of series that nobody, the actual SRW, has not used before. Like, I guess Sakura Wars is now a DLC series in SRW 30, but that was one of the series that I was really hoping that fans would tackle, because before 30, like I think it was like 2 decades before, in between the creation of Sakura Wars and when it got into as actual SRW. But my hopes were kind of dashed. Like, to be honest, I feel like the Japanese community just uses, for the most part, they just use the same old series that you will see every time, like Mazinger, Gundam, TCA, and Getter Robo, Toei Getter Robo. But one of the very interesting things that I noticed was that a surprising amount of fan games like to use strike witches, which I don't even think is on Ben Paslow's radar. But to be honest, after playing those fan games, I do agree with them that strike witches is is a very fun series to use as SRW units. So I'm hoping that Ben Presto actually pays attention and implements it in their own games. Although I know that's not a very popular opinion, because um, people, even something like Tekaman is very controversial in the community. But that's my wish. Ben Pesto, if you are watching this, please put Strike Witches in your game. Thank you. And Trister of the Deep Blue Sea. So, story time over. Here is the unit. It's kind of cross-eyed, isn't it? So this is the ME262 is the improved form. It's like the, I guess you could say, it would have been her post series upgrade, the mid series upgrade. I forgot what's the term of that. Like, so yeah, so you're getting the improved version on the only stage of the collab. And so Strike Witches, this is their gimmick. They have a defensive shield. So the ME262 is it's kind of this plain thing, and yeah, so it's, as most Strike Witches have very low HP, but you can think of this like the GP03. 5000 hit points is very high for a Strike Witch. But the disadvantage is that it has terrible fuel efficiency, and when you reach like 0 fuel, you will not find it very fun, I suppose. Let's see, this is just a shoot down. The MK108 is this gigantic cannon thing you're seeing here. Armor Purge, like she can armor purge to return to a knot. This is basically like a frame, if you know the term, like the Black Selena. She can armor purge to go back to her main form, but this form is better for boss killing, so you probably won't be seeing that happen. So yeah, the Witchers have this ability that determines how strong their barrier is and raises for levels. Although SRC Collab Blitz is a pretty short scenario, so it won't matter much. I guess the important skill here is Aggressor. When morale above 130 deals additional 20% damage. It's a pretty generic skill that you'll see on a lot of offensively orientated SRW characters. So this, although 2200 is not the highest base power, with Aggressor you can deal some pretty high damage as long as you manage to get her morale up. So let's start striking. Actually, let's start using Nemo first. So let's see if I'm correct. Nope. So what I'm going to do is to accelerate south, strike. So we want to take out all of these lasers ASAP, because most of our units are flying. I cannot believe I missed that. Alright, and our Hurricane Honey Mazin Kaiser deploying the rough plans. Alright, sadly I would have really wanted to kill off 2, but I guess I shall have to. Yeah, I guess the MK108 is like a gigantic Gatling gun or something. Alright, so as you can see, we are not within the, do you call it orthogonal path of this guy, not in a straight line, so he will be able to charge at us. And turn, the lasers are attacking frag, but like I said, he has 2000 beam damage reduction, so he's very good against laser class. So technically, I guess I didn't need to kill that. I didn't really need to prioritize it that much. Alright, they're all coming at us. And the boss is going to start to attack, so why don't we just start killing it? I can't believe I'm missing like 80% attack. That kind of makes me salty. So yeah, let's continue on. Turret. Sadly, I can't pierce the Rutiers, the Fort class. No, I guess it's a Destroyer class, my bad. So, we do not want to shoot the alien. This turret is a physical weapon. Yeah, this kanji stands for projectile. So we'll shoot the beta. So one thing I like. So here's the thing. Actually, why I say it isn't easy to pierce, I'm dumb and I forgot to mention. Homing laser does have the explosive threat, which the Destroyer class beta do not defend against. So let's strike. And we'll just drop. Just drop this gigantic AoE here. This Nautilus is pretty overpowered. Dead. Yep, it pierces their barrier, and now it's much easier to kill them. Oh, and it just takes out the laser beta. So, if I'm not wrong, the music that I'm playing now is the only battle theme from Argento Soma. Because I don't think the ending theme, if I can even buy an instrumental version of it, really counts as a good theme, I suppose. So I guess if I stay away from diagonally, I can just ignore the Destroyer class. And yeah, let's try to get this. The Swarm Destroyer class has extremely scary damage if you don't if you don't weaken it ASAP. Is this guy within range? Nope. Sorry, not T-Hammer Break. That's too expensive. Oh, so what happened is that so that's another reason why I usually destroy the laser class first. So sorry, this is untranslated, but the laser class can shoot down projectiles within 2 squares of their allies, I suppose. So yeah, this really hates this mission really hates projectile attacks units. So unfortunately, I'm going to have to retrospectively fix my problem by killing it. And Wall Squall is not as good as range attack as melee. I suppose I can shoot. Let's see. I gave these guys so many skills, I don't really remember what they have now. Wreckage. Okay, I think I remember what this one was. So when they are reduced below like 40% hit points or something, like they provide a defensive bonus for their allies. If you have Red Murph Love alternative, this is a feature of the Destroyer class. So like in the story, like they are really extremely dangerous threats, but as they are killed, like their bodies are so big that they actually form like a blockage that makes it difficult for the mechas to fight in the battlefield. So I guess I implemented it like this, like in a set, so they provide defensive cover when they have low HP, because like a bunch of them has been killed. But yeah, back on. And this guy, he's the boss, but he doesn't really have that high of a offensive power, I suppose. As long as you remember not to shoot at him with projectile attacks, it's not a very hard boss fight. So Organ Sword. So let's start moving. I'm gonna use the MK108 because charge takes up a lot of EN, and you don't want to use Buckhorn's EN attacks if you can help it. Great. One-shotting this guy. You can see that I'm just completely avoiding the octagonal lines from the Destroyer class. That's the strategy against them. Let's go. Well, I guess this guy will charge, but maybe I can kill him before that happens. Alright, so I'm gonna gamble on something. If I'm not wrong, I think allies, enemies will not try to hit allies if they are in their radius, so I can safely attack. Without fearing counter attack from the Destroyer class in the next turn. But I suppose this guy could move and ruin my plan, so hopefully that doesn't happen. I guess I'll throw down another homing laser. Yeah, this thing has such a gigantic radius, it's so overpowered. Hmm. So yeah, this thing has been reduced to a state where I don't really have to worry about it even if it attacks. So I'll just leave it alive. So yeah, we have completely deprived them of their attacks. Okay, well, in this scenario, I have to use charge because... oh no, I guess I can just defend. Ouch. Because you don't want to be shooting him with projectile attacks. Wall. So yeah, hopefully we have reduced enough of the incoming enemies because Nay without wall is kind of bad, to be honest. Let's go Inferno Blast. Okay, well, let's finish him off with basic melee. Beat Reflector. That's oh. Ha! I guess I should have killed everyone else first because now I will lose a bunch of um cash. Whatever. This is a kill boss scenario, not a kill everyone last of them scenario. But whatever. We'll leave with it. So let's take a look at our new item, Beat Reflector. So this is an item from SRWGR. It reflects projectile attacks because you get it from the alien that reflects projectile attacks. It's like poetry, it rhymes. Although to be honest, I don't really know, since we did this mission last, I don't know if there's anything else to use it on. But, so this is the 3 scenarios done, right? So you're like, okay, are we done? Is this the end of SRW? Collab Blitz? But, well, we are still on the intermission screen, so guess what? Dun dun dun! There's one more final mission. Divine Assault, the Ultimate Dragon. Rebirth and destruction again and again. Alright. So yeah, there's one more mission. Thank you for watching SRC Collab Blitz episode 3. Please rate 5 and subscribe and refer it to all your friends and download the game if you like to play it. And get ready for the final mission because I assure you, you will not expect the insanity that goes on for that mission. And thank you and good night.